video, we're going to install Git for Windows. There are actually several ways to install Git on Windows. We're going to use a project called Git for Windows that provides us the most up-to-date version available for the Windows platform. This project is an improvement over the older recommendation of using the git-scm.com version of Git for Windows. As of the recording of this video, Git for Windows is still in preview. However, it is very stable, and for our purposes will be just fine. Either way, I recommend downloading and installing the latest version of Git for Windows. Let's start off by invoking our browser, in this case Google Chrome, then go to git, that's git, -for-windows.github.io. Once that page loads, click on the download button on the home page. This brings us to a page listing all the available downloads for the Git for Windows installer. You can see here that we have both 32-bit and 64-bit versions of the installer executable. Since I'm running a 64-bit version of Windows, I'm going to choose the 64-bit version of Git for Windows. Choose the version of Git for Windows that best matches your operating system. Now I'm going to click on the link for the Git installer for my platform. That will begin the download process for the Git installer. Once the installer has finished downloading, go down and click on Open. That will run the installer directly from the current location. If you are prompted about a security warning, just click on Run. Windows may also prompt you to make sure that you want to install this program. Click on Yes. Once the Git Setup Wizard starts, on the first page, click on Next. The second page has the license agreement. Again, click on Next to agree to the license agreement. The next page is Select Your Destination. This is the location that Git will be installed on your system. For me, this location is perfectly fine, so now I will click on Next. On the Select Components page, I would like the Git Bash icon on the Quick Launch or taskbar, as well as on the desktop. To get both of those icons, I will check Additional Icons, which also checks in the Quick Launch as well as on the desktop. Then click on Next. This is the folder on the Start menu that Git will be installed. Since this is fine, I will continue by clicking on Next. This page dictates what parts of Git and Git Bash are installed. Although we will only be using Git Bash as part of this course, I recommend selecting the middle option. This will install Git Bash as well as integration with the Windows command prompt. In doing so, no real major changes are being made to my system, so it is both flexible and fairly safe. After you've made your choice, click on the Next button to continue. This screen is regarding how to treat line endings. On Windows, text files normally end with a different style line ending than corresponding text files on Linux or the Mac operating system. Which option you choose will greatly depend on whether or not you're going to be doing any cross-platform development. I prefer using the middle option, which is to check out as is, that is, don't change anything, but then commit Unix style. That means when I use Git to commit, the file endings for my text files will automatically be converted to a Unix-style line ending. Since I bounce around between Windows, Linux, and the Mac operating system, the middle option makes the most sense for me. If you do all your development on Windows, and that goes for any team members sharing the same Git repositories, then the last option, Commit As Is, will be the option you'll want to select. Again, I'm sticking with the middle option, and if I want to later, this can be changed. Once we've made our selection, click on Next. Regarding the terminal emulator to use, I'm going to stick with the top option, which is a minimal terminal emulator that runs the Bash shell environment. Once you've made your selection, click on Next. This page, Enable File System Caching, is experimental, and I recommend leaving it unchecked for now. Click on Next, and now we are installing Git for Windows. Once the installation process has completed, on the final page, we can uncheck the View the README. Then click on the Finish button. Now, let's close Google Chrome. While we're here, let's verify that Git for Windows with the icon on our desktop. Looks like it's there. So now let's double click on Git Bash to fire up Git Bash for the first time. Now that we've done that, let's verify that Git is installed. Type Git, that's Git, space, version. Once you've done that, press the Enter key. Git should respond with the version of Git that's installed. To close Git Bash, we can click on the Close button that's part of the window, or we can type the command exit.